Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? Welcome to Last Week in Germany, where I, some random American guy, am going to react to the top posts on r/Germany, r/DE, and some German news. Let's do it. Okay, let's start here because, well, this post kind of has caught my eye. Because I can't imagine why it's the top voted post. It's literally just a photo of a bunch of medication. A bunch of medication that I can't recognize because it's other than vitamin B, mostly in German. Oh, ass. This must be preparation H. Oh, it's a guessing game. What illness did I have? Male 26. Wow, this is going to be really difficult as someone who can't speak German. Oxycodone. Vigenotol? Oh, vitamin D3. Well, whatever it was painful. And you had to take your temperature and look in your ear. And maybe take your blood pressure. I don't know. The correct answer is bone cancer in my lumbar spine. Wow. But he's been cancer-free for 1 year now. Let's go. Okay, rant. Berlin startup expecting 55 to 60 hours a week. Damn, I mean, they don't even do that here in America. That's not even that common. Just had an interesting screening call with a Berlin startup regarding my application for a senior full-stack engineer role. He wants 55, 60 hours a week, and sometimes on the weekends. Damn, including Sundays. Is that even legal? The next 10 minutes were about this topic. I mean, this is interesting. I would have thought this is very uncommon in Germany. I mean, it's pretty uncommon here, like I said. My first reaction is like, I mean, it's totally up to you, dude. If you want to work that much, then take the job. If you don't, then say no. I feel like they might have difficulty finding enough employees, but maybe they don't need very many employees being a startup. I don't know. A lot of illegal overtime and no compensation is exactly what the typical startup does. Okay. So working for a startup, a little bit risky. Documentation of working hours is mandatory in Germany. Working hours documentation must be verifiable and to be able to be proven upon request by the responsible supervisory authority. My landlord asks me to pay an additional 1,700 euros for 2023. That's kind of him to ask, but I would say no. Maybe you should ask for 17 euros off of your 2024 rent. Do I need to have a filming permit as a hobbyist with a semi-pro camera? I'm going to say no. Unless you're doing it for commercial work, why would you need a permit? I mean, I know you can't film people's faces and publish it without their permission, right? But what does that have to do with, like, how nice your camera is or having a permit? I already know about the street photography rules in Germany, but I recently switched to filmmaking. I did a little bit of research for Berlin, but he thinks it's for commercial work. The issue is my camera looks professional. I don't think that's relevant, but let's see. What matters is what you film, not how expensive your camera is. It doesn't matter if you use an iPhone or pro equipment. You aren't allowed to film people or some buildings without written consent or permits. Although, of course, I'm sure you're going to get more police attention carrying something like this, a little bit more professional, around with you. You're probably going to get some more attention, both from the police and from bystanders who might, say something to the police. I guess as far as actual news out of Germany, it seems like, the whole situation in Syria is dominating all the headlines, at least on the DW and other little websites that I check on. And Germany is halting their asylum proceedings for Syrians. This verse is amazing. I don't even know what verse is, but okay, there you go, guys. If I had to guess, it's something you put on a sausage. Just like Trump, Marcus Soder is now serving fries at McDonald's. Okay, who's Marcus Soder? German politician serving as the minister president of Bavaria. Okay. And leader of the CDU or CSU. Okay. Well, if they ever make a movie about this dude, there you go. Why does that not look like the photo I just looked at all? So what, he's serving French fries? Like he literally just took the page out of Trump's playbook. Like that's the most random thing to do. So did he do it to like parody Trump or something? I mean, if he did it to like parody Trump, that would be kind of funny. If he did it just like hoping nobody would notice that he's literally just copying Trump, it's like, dude, you could have at least gone to Burger King. Ooh, out of Dusseldorf. According to court, student is not allowed to attend class fully veiled. A student at a vocational college in Dusseldorf is not allowed to attend classes fully veiled. This was the decision of the court. 17-year-old student. Oh, 17. And she's in college. The court stated that the face covering veil violated the student's duty to cooperate in the school's education goal of open communication. That's strange. Not gonna lie, a little bit strange. I mean, what was their opinion on like masks during the pandemic? The teaching concept of open communication requires free communications between teachers and students as well as between students and themselves. Strange. I would have thought it was for like identification reasons, you know? Like imagine if you could just send someone in wearing a mask or like a fully veiled person to take the test for you. I could see this being controversial, so I'm going to the comments. I'm curious. That's right. There are studies that show that it has negative effects on children's development if they cannot see the face of the person that they are talking to. That was a big issue during the pandemic. Okay, yeah. But, okay, to play devil's advocate, I could see that being a problem when everybody's face is covered. When it's one person, and it's not like everybody wants to cover their face. You know, this was one person. So, I mean, okay. You know, like an explanation like that to me makes sense if it's something that you're concerned that a lot of them will do it, if it's allowed. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, like a dress code. There's certain things that kids would wear, if you let them, then a lot of them would wear, a baseball hat. And at least here in American schools, you're not allowed to wear the baseball hat inside like a school or like during class. Actually, in college, you might be able to. Under no circumstances should such a thing be allowed. Okay. We are talking about minors who are taught sexist values at home. Wow, you know, what's interesting is sometimes, like as an American and learning about Germany, I feel like I have a handle on what a lot of social views might be. I did not expect every single comment to be like so against the veil. And let me just say, I don't get political, and to be honest, I barely care about this. To me, whether or not someone covers their face at school or not is not like that serious of an issue, so don't get me wrong. I'm not like, it's just interesting to read. Like, I guess what's interesting is in reading these responses, obviously, Germany as a whole is more toward the left than America in general, right? But this is one of those cases where the like Democrats over here in America would for sure be the ones in favor of allowing her or this person to cover their face for the religious reason. Russia takes in first Syrian refugees since the start of the Civil War. Some of these on the German subreddit have nothing to do with Germany. Is something that is a little bit bothersome to me. But that one was funny. A study in psychology course shows that 94% of exam answers written with an AI remain undetected and achieve even better grades than those of real students. Well, yeah, it's literally an AI. I mean, yeah, the AI does make shit up sometimes, but for the most part, it's like pretty smart, turns out. And what an unbelievably difficult problem, in my opinion. Like, there are tools out there to catch AI, but then if you just look one step deeper, there's AI generators that are specifically made to go around those tools, or you can submit stuff made by AI to another AI, and it will like make it undetectable. I mean, at a certain point, how do you detect if words are written by? How would you detect if it's written by an AI or a human? They're just words. At a certain point, I think it's impossible. To be honest, I'm kind of glad I'm not in school for the advent of AI like this, because it almost would have made it too like easy to cheat, you know? And I probably would have done it. And then you don't learn as much. A recent study now shows that recognizing AI-generated text is practically impossible. Yeah. Yeah, this is saying exactly what I was saying, that these AI detectors can just be tricked. And even worse, it's possible they give you a false positive. So it's possible you submit a real text and it thinks it's probably AI. That's a disaster, in my opinion. If you know, kick a student out of the university wrongfully, oh, that's just an ethical disaster. And that's how these detectors work, is they just say, oh, this is, 90% chance this is AI. So you're telling me 1 out of 10% or 1 out of 10 chance it's not AI? What am I supposed to do with this information? Well, the researchers at the University of Reading draw drastic conclusions. We must accept that we are on the way to a new normal in which the use of AI is inevitable. It's kind of like, I mean, on one hand, it's kind of like in math how we have calculators now, but a calculator can't do everything. You know what I mean? It's definitely a new paradigm. Now, what any of this has to do with Germany, I don't know. That was a German news website. Okay, so apparently Germans spend a disproportionately high amount on housing. Oh, this is cool. So we got a graph here, or a map. So about 25% of what? Like total salary, I believe. Okay, yeah. Percent of income. 18% in France. Oh, the UK is not included. 17 in Spain. Okay. So that is pretty high. Netherlands, 23%. Luxembourg, 27%, which kind of... I mean, there's an aspect to this where it's like... That's kind of a natural thing that happens when there's a high GDP, location. Or, a location where people want to live because of the economy. It kind of pushes housing up, obviously. But in Greece, it's 35%. So yeah, there's definitely more than one aspect to it. It is interesting. Only 13% in Sweden. So I guess Syrians, are they refugees in Berlin? Are celebrating the fall of Assad? So this is Berlin. Does like just kind of illustrate just how big the... Oh my gosh, look at this horrible UI design. Are you freaking kidding me? Whatever this website is, you can't even change the volume. What the... Anyway, there's a lot of refugees, huh? Cool. Okay, I think I'm caught up. I think it was a relatively slow news week in Germany last week from what I can gather. But that was interesting. Good to catch up. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you had a great weekend. Goodbye.